Okay, here's the next question, number 13. In thermal power plants, the pressure in the working fluid cycle is developed by, so the four options are condenser, superheater, feed water pump, and turbine. So the working fluid cycle, or in this case it is actually called the Rankine cycle, it is the process that describes the steam operation in the heat engines that generate electrical power. So this is actually a closed loop cycle. So there are four specific components. All the four over here are given as the options. So we have the first one, which is a boiler, which is then connected to the turbine, then further to the condenser, and then to the pump, which is further connected back to the boiler. So this cycle is the working fluid cycle. So here, among our four options, the first is a boiler, so we can consider that as the superheater. Now the superheater, what it does is it heats the steam that is generated by the boiler already. So it is actually connected between the boiler and the turbine. Now you know that in thermal power plants, the diagram or the components in a thermal power plant, they are more than the four basic components given over here. So the superheater is somewhere between the boiler and the turbine, and the function is that it reheats the steam that is generated by the boiler. So this actually increases the thermal energy. So if you notice that there is no such thing as the pressure in terms of a superheater. So now the turbine, what it does, using the steam from the superheater and the boiler, the blades of the turbine start turning, and because of that, the mechanical energy is then converted into electrical energy. Now what happens to the steam that hits the turbine? It comes to the condenser. So here we have our condenser in the option here. So what the condenser actually does, it condenses the steam, or it converts the steam from the turbine into water again. So that water needs to be pumped back into the boiler. So that is the function of the feed water pump. Now the function of pumping the water back into the boiler comes the factor of the pressure. Now the pressure in this entire cycle is developed by the pump, or in this case by the feed water pump. So the right option for this question is feed water pump, option C.